I mean, basically, there's going to be some changes again.
That's it. The shackles are off.
Exactly, mate.
Watch me tank the fuck out of this shit.
It's a race to the bottom.
We can't even afford new outfits. No. I mean, this is 2 years old. I've got no mask. Jordan's got no shoes. I mean, he actually turned up like that.
Yeah. Pinhead's literally the harbinger of fucking hell. Like, Freddy Krueger kills you in your dreams.
Yeah.
You know, but then there was like the guy that played Shaggy in Scooby-Doo.
I'm sorry, if you're accepting payment in dog food for any service, get in the fucking loony bin, mate. Honestly, track that cunt down, look at the hard drives, and you'll find something special inside. She also likes to make an appearance at the occasional dance or party. Then when a guy inadvertently hits on her, she lures him off a cliff or into a forest where she leaves him for dead.
Oh! APMA, how are we doing? Welcome to the Halloween special. Rate our costume.
Oh, no. Oh my god. Hard times.
Definitely for me.
We've got a lot to talk about today. Halloween as well, some urban legends and ghost stuff, which is going to be awesome. It's also brought to you by NuHemp, NuHemp.co.uk. Yes, they're not a .com, they're a .co.uk. More on them very, very shortly. Right, we need to talk. We need to sit down. All right. Now, basically, there's going to be some changes. Again.
Just leave it at that.
Right, so basically, obviously, you know, I'm sure unless you're the CEO of Shell, yeah, you're not posting $9.4 billion profits. Everyone's feeling the pinch.
Yep.
Cost of living and all that good stuff. So we have decided to refine APMA. Not end APMA, we're refining APMA. We're streamlining it, we're making it more financially viable for ourselves, etc. And so what that entails is basically we're going live. So we will be doing live podcast episodes. We will then strip the video from those live episodes. So you'll still have the audio. Because I know you think, well, if you're live streaming it, how are you going to put it on Spotify? We'll still do that. We're thinking, and this is preliminary, but we're thinking 11 a.m. Thursday mornings. Yep. So now you're thinking, oh, well, I'm at work. I can't listen. You weren't here when we were recording these ones. So don't worry about it. It'll be there when you get home from work, okay? And then the audio will be put up probably that afternoon, something like that. That means that we can do it remotely. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, this beautiful studio we won't be using going forward. It'll be us in our homes. But yeah, it'll be live. It'll be fun. There'll be some interaction there. And it's just a way that we can continue APMA to the best of our ability with no financial restraint and things like that, isn't it? You know, so we're still going to do our best to bring you the best show that we can. It's going to be live, which I think is very exciting. And so that will be from next week.
Yeah. Next week, yeah. I always enjoyed the lives, actually, that we did before in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Pre-drinks and that?
Pre-drinks, yeah. I mean, drinking at 11 o'clock on a Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, times are tough.
Yeah.
So
start the weekend off.
Yeah, it is. Very early, but it is still the start. But yeah, obviously it'll be more of a, podcast format than those live streams were. But we're also going to be kind of handing over the reins of the channel to Lozzie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to essentially be Lozzie's channel, but we're still going to be kicking it on the pods and stuff. But that means that Lozzie, you know, you can, well, do whatever the fuck you want with it. You know, if you want to do music stuff, if you want to review OnlyFans, you can do whatever.
That's mostly what I do anyway, to be honest.
You can do whatever
Coming soon.
you want.
That's it.
But yeah, then we'll be on the podcast episodes on Thursdays.
I think that'd make for a good pod.
Reviewing OnlyFans.
Yeah, you just don't know it's my OnlyFans.
What do you think of these feet, boys? Jesus.
Look at these gooch pics.
Oh, jeez.
There it is.
There you go.
Brought to you by
Sign
NuHemp.
up now.
But yeah, so that's what's going on. So yeah, obviously, if this has upset anyone, you know, well, we're sorry that we're just not going to be in a studio setting. But at the end of the day, the show will go on, and APMA lives on, which I think is the main thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and we'll still have a great time, just remotely.
Yeah, none of us are doing this like begrudgingly. We all actively want to still do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, the other thing is, if we're doing it live, we can be so on it with like trending news and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. And like I say, a lot goes into, and has gone into the last couple of years that we've done.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we pay an editor full time.
Yeah.
You have to travel down.
Yeah.
4
hour round trip.
4 hour round trip. We've all got other stuff going on in our lives.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a clothing brand, you've got YouTube, Lloyd's got a full-time job. Like, we sacrifice a lot for the podcast, and we appreciate everyone that's joined us, and stuff, which is why we're making the effort to keep it going, but have it so it can fit with all our lives and be financially viable, because it costs a lot of money, and it's also lost time as well for everybody. To keep doing it consistently. We've done it for 2 years, and like I say, we're in a bit of a credit crunch at the minute.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, everyone's like pulling back, aren't they? In everything, in business, in life.
Exactly, and ultimately, it's just not. It's not right now. It's not financially viable. So it's like, okay, do we just kill it? See you, APMA. It's been a good run, or do we think about it? Oh wait, this is a solution.
Yeah,
we can scale it back. We can still do it, and we can carry on.
It's a really good solution, I think. And it's like I say, you know, let's be honest, like every channel and everything, you know, it needs some sort of revenue and money, and obviously you get that with big audiences. This way we can continue doing it over a long period of time, with a lot less effort. And that's not to say that, you know, if we had unlimited budget, we'd put the full effort into it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We just, you know, we can't, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be super cool. So yeah, that's the news. So season 4. No seasons.
No seasons.
No
Scrap the
seasons. Maybe
season.
series, but no seasons. We're not doing
fucking seasons.
Season 4.210.
Yeah.
Wait for a new intro, a new jingle.
Yeah.
all of it.
It's all coming.
That's where the money's gone, in all honesty. It's changing the season.
We fucked it on the Sims.
It's paying me to make a new fucking jingle.
Yeah. We used all the budget on that intro.
And the jingle.
But yeah.
We got nothing left.
But no, obviously we have to pay a producer, a composer to make the new jingle every time.
Yeah.
So pay everything. It's all everything's money. It's all you know, everything costs money.
Yeah, this little bastard here, Lob Bazaar,
And when times
costs money.
Yeah, and it's just. But like I say, we're still here. We're still here for you. We're doing the live, and it's like a good format for us.
Yeah. And you know, with Lozzie taking over the channel, like I say, don't know what you're going to get up to, mate, but free reign.
That's it. The shackles are off.
Exactly, mate.
Watch me tank the fuck out of this shit.
It's a race to the bottom.
And we're so close to the bottom already. So. Welcome to the APMA podcast, live from fucking prison.
Oh dear. So yeah, no, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. But fuck knows what Lozzie's doing around the Thursday. But we'll be there on the Thursday.
We can't even afford like new outfits. No. This is this is 2 years old. I've got no mask. Me and Lozzie,
we've got a complete between
We've got one outfit. Jordan's got no shoes. I mean, he actually turned up like that.
Yeah.
Times are tough.
Oh, it is.
Times are tough.
Double layered.
It is, but there we go. We're all going through it. But at least Shell are getting profits.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, I was worried about Shell.
Same.
Kept it always Shell. I hope they're okay.
The next one is BP. I'm really struggling. Like, in my mind, I'm like, how do I function without knowing that they're making massive profit?
Pray for BP. Take a couple of minutes out.
Put the prices up to help them out.
Yeah.
I will voluntarily pay more.
Yeah,
£2 a litre.
If you're getting an electric bill or gas bill, just be a bit considerate. Pay an extra 10% towards them. They've got families.
Exactly.
They're not. They're bonuses.
CEOs need another private jet.
Yeah. So you just buy a new kettle.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
So,
making 4 cups of tea, 4 kettles.
You don't really. I mean, he needs heating anyway.
That's true.
You don't need heating, do you?
That's true.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Liz Truss. Anyway, just get in there. Shoehorn it. Right.
before we go any further,
Yeah.
I've seen that the CBD gummies are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they worked or they're really good. Because
Do you know what? I did eat them, and I was like, I'm gonna buy a new pack, so it's here in time for this.
No, but if anything, that's a good advert.
that is a good advert.
I have my new packs. I've got my another pack.
Yeah, but Dan did eat them all in about half an hour conversation we were having the other day up here.
Yeah.
That's not
And I'm pretty
recommended.
sure he
Two at a
ate
time.
about 10 at once.
Jesus. Well,
Oh, no, sorry,
my
over a
God.
week.
Yeah,
Over a week.
It was a long conversation.
2 at a go. 2 at a time.
I love it. I literally, they're so good.
he's going to chug that.
That's his third. That's his third dosage today as well.
Yeah, he loves the oil. He loves it. And the gummies. I like the gummies. The sugar-free ones I've been...
Yeah, the gummies are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just having
And
2
so's the
before I
oil.
go to sleep,
Yeah.
Just feel it helps. It might. I don't even know if it does, but
Yeah.
it puts me in that sense of
Like
mind that it
placebo,
does. So,
or it does,
Yeah.
legit work.
Yeah.
But
It's
either way, it's
I just feel like they do relax me.
yeah.
You know.
I saw something about how CBD actually works. Basically, we've got these receptors that are a certain shape in our body that release something that benefits us. I can't remember what it was. But CBD is like, we have the lock and CBD is the key that fits perfectly into these
Nice.
receptors. So it works in harmony with the body.
Let NuHemp be your key. Can I have that one?
Unlock your box.
You can use code APMA20.
Oh
first.
yeah, we've got that cool like.
It might be APMA 15 now, mightn't it? Because
You get
it's the
so.
new-
Or is it per?
He's doing it per.
Let's detail the deal that we got.
As far as I know, which I did ask the guy I was talking to at NuHemp, he said that you'd have a load of codes for the episode that we did.
Right.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
Cool.
And some codes for this one.
so
So,
there's
if
some
you
fresh
put in
codes.
APMA 20 and you don't get the code, you can still put APMA 15 in.
And
Because,
get and 15% off.
Yes,
I saw a
nice.
comment and it was quite quick into the episode where someone was like, "Oh, I just got 15% off. Thank you so much." So
Nice.
that 20 must have went very quick.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I think
okay,
it's 10
cool.
people get the 20 and then everyone else gets the 15%.
Yeah.
APMA 20, APMA 15.
Yeah.
NuHemp.co.uk.
They're good.
NuHemp.
They are good.
Yeah, they are good. Christmas coming up. Get you now some NuHemp. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a viable present.
It is. It is.
Get your Dan a new hemp. That's what you need.
Oh, dear.
Oh, but there we go. Halloween. Anxious times. You know,
Oh.
spooky times.
So I'll put my mask back on now. Because you were doing like the serious talk at the start, and I'm just saying a fucking mask. It's like, yeah, we're going to be
I'm
doing
a
live
fucking
streams.
Ghostbuster.
I can't find my mask.
Do you want this one?
My Batman mask. So just got my
It was in the old studio. 'Cause I
Costume.
remember I had it up on the.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's gone. It's somewhere.
Oh, well.
Batman
Oh, well.
Returns.
Yeah. Nice mask, Loz. For the audio listeners, Loz is wearing a bunny face.
What's weird about this is I don't actually know where my mouth is
Yeah.
on the mask. So I don't know what the audio is going to be like. And also the nose is considerably far out, so I'm going to keep knocking it like this. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
There you go, audio listeners.
Yeah, the audio
Is
is
it from
terrible.
a film, that bite? Is it The Purge or
I don't know.
It looks Purge-esque.
It's Purge?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Bit
Earth.
of blood on the face. That looks good. And I'm a Ghostbuster. Dan's Batman. So yeah. Halloween on a Monday this year. Bit weird, that, innit?
Yeah.
Don't know how I feel about that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's difficult. I did Halloween last week as this comes out. And yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. Because obviously you like build up to it and then it happens.
So that's a recording every day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jeez.
every day. I can tell you what they are now because obviously it would have already been released. So, well, I did 5 days. I'm not fucking crazy. You know what I mean? I did the origins of Halloween, followed by the killer clown craze of 2016,
Nice.
which I actually mentioned you, Loz, because
Why?
I don't know if you.
Remember you used to dress up as a clown and terrorise
Have you
people?
fucking cut down like 20 people in a week dressed as a clown and got away with it? Yeah, I just outed you.
No, because you had one outside your house, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
Oh. Well, my audience thinks you did.
Okay. No, I only got told about that through Dan's girlfriend called Jade.
Yeah.
And she said there was one outside my house.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know.
So I told the world that there was one outside your house.
Well, there was one outside my house.
Yeah.
So
The facts are the facts.
exactly.
That's
You can't deny
I
it.
was
Whether-
in the house.
So is
The clown was outside, machete in hand.
trying to get
That's
in.
it.
That's fucking crazy. The whole maybe we'll go into that in a bit. The clown craze, but yeah. So clown craze 2016. I then did a really fun tier list, survivability of against horror villains.
Oh,
So I
okay.
had super dead. You know, like you're absolutely annihilated.
I see. Right.
I'm dead. I might be toast. I think I had. So it's like I might get away, I
okay,
might not,
yeah.
and then I'm surviving. And then there's Freddy Krueger and
He's got to be
Pinhead
top-
and stuff.
top tier,
Oh,
isn't
they
he?
were super
Yeah,
dead.
'cause
Like
he just
Pinhead.
fucking-
Pinhead's literally the harbinger of fucking hell. Like, how on earth are you gonna? Freddy Krueger kills you in your dreams.
Yeah.
But then there was like the guy that played Shaggy in Scooby Doo, but in the Scream movies.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah,
I
he's
reckon I
low
could have him,
tier.
do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But like actual Ghostface or whatever the Scream guy is, I put quite high because it's like he is obviously out there like stealthily and then he's going to stab you. But the Shaggy Doo guy, it's the scene where he's like,
Shaggy dude.
it's the scene where it's like, it was me the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like he's got no knife, he's got no element
Yeah,
of
just
surprise.
fuck
So I was
him
like,
up.
can I take Shaggy? I
Yeah.
back myself. So I reckon I could have Shaggy. So yeah, it was like that. It was really fun. And I saved the tier list and put it in the description so that people can like do it themselves.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, so rather than being like, what's the scariest horror villain? I thought, no, if you can survive or not, that's a little more fun.
interesting.
So yeah, so I did that, and then the video that technically goes out today as we're filming, but obviously it's already out, completely took liberties because it's got fuck all to do with Halloween, but the Lake Michigan incident, which is purely UFOs.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little alien vibe. And then Friday, McCamey Manor in 2020. Because last year I did a video on McCamey Manor, which is a haunted house in America where it's basically like you just get tortured.
I
And if
watched
you-
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
watch your
And
video on it. It's really good.
It picked up
Mad.
again recently. So I was like, I want to do another one of those, but I don't want to just repeat myself. So I thought I'd look into what McCamey Manor is doing in 2022.
Ah.
And it
Still-
is fucking different. Like, I think he
Okay.
got like kind of slightly shut down by like the law enforcement and stuff.
Yeah.
So now, whereas before, he's like, beating the fuck out of you and you're being tortured and like having all animal guts and stuff rammed in your mouth and all sorts of just horrific stuff. It's now essentially you like rock up to a random field. He has you doing like extreme exercise, like squats and stuff, and then like pours paint on you. And it's the biggest fall from grace, although he never had grace, that I've ever seen. So it's a really interesting video to like compare.
Yeah.
Just like,
Because I remember watching your one, and I think there was one with like a girl, and she like shaved her hair off.
Oh, mate. It's ridiculous. Like some of the stuff that he did, and his cronies did, is fucking insane. Like there's this one guy who he starts it, and you get given like a panic word or a safe word, and about a few hours later, he's like screaming the fucking safe word, and they're just ignoring him, and they're like getting like, I don't know what he was using, but he's like really like rubbing this thing on his face, and his lips and that all just go so blown up, and after it's all like fucking swollen and fucked up. But yeah, it's fucking absolutely lethal. But if no one's ever made it through to the end to win the 20 grand or 50 grand, whatever it is, but apparently there was a Marine that did it, and he nearly got there, and then the Russ McCamey guy pulled him out for medical reasons. And it's like, fuck off.
He just didn't want to pay the money.
He still want to pay the money.
Yeah.
So I did that, McCamey Manor in 2022. But yeah, McCamey Manor, that is gnarly shit, like in its prime.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy stuff. And there was like conspiracies and rumors because you don't even pay to do it. You just you donate dog food to his dogs. That's literally all that you have to do. And there's rumors and that and people that have done it, because you get filmed doing it, but there are certain bits that they cut out, and a lot of people were like, he literally cut like the worst bits out of the video, which doesn't really make sense. And so there's all these rumors that like, and apparently he talks about these people in like Vegas and places like that pay lots of money to get him to do stuff to him.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
like snuff films and shit.
Yeah, and like on like the the red rooms of the dark web and shit, where people, it's a bit like Hostel, I guess. But yeah, so that's Russ McCamey in McCamey Manor, and I think it's doing the rounds on TikTok and stuff, all the stuff about McCamey Manor, as it does most of the time, like especially around this time of year, because it's classed as a haunted house experience. It's like it's fucking not. It's literally a guy with a torture fetish, just beating the fuck out of people. Which, but apparently he works in Walmart now. So yeah,
and goes into fields.
And just pours paint on people. But yeah, there was like in its heyday, he claimed that there was like a fucking 24,000 person wait list.
What, for McCamey Manor?
For McCamey Manor, and it's just like, I don't think so, mate.
Weird, isn't it? Yeah, strange.
Yeah, it's got like a cult following though.
Yeah.
Like it's got like a.
I'm sorry, if you're accepting payment in dog food for any service, get in the fucking loony bin, mate. Honestly, track that cunt down, look at the hard drives, and you'll find something special inside.
I love that. From all that, Lozzie pulled the
the dog food.
The dog food's dodge. Yeah. The dark web, we let that fly. But
mate, if I offer you a service and I go, by the way, I'm not really interested in currency.
How much is that, mate? Food. Oh yeah, 2 tins of fucking chump, please.
It's about 50 kilograms of fat and pedigree. All right, mate. Go to fucking prison, mate. Just leave it alone.
Well, he is a bit of a fucking character.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, like you say, that there was some snuff films being made.
Yeah, for sure. But there's a girl who did a whole video about it. I actually reached out to her last year to try and get her on the pod, but I never got a response. But she details her experience, and it's just fucking crazy, man. It really is. But yeah, so that's McCamey Manor, and then I've just got a few shorts going up over the weekend. And as of right now, not to put myself in it, as of right now, I don't actually have a video for Halloween. Because I kind of figured I've got videos next week all sorted, but I just feel like with Halloween it needs to be something like special-ish. And I think a lot of people would expect a paranormal investigation, which I haven't done, and I just have no time to do. So yeah, I don't know what to do about Halloween really. But yeah, I'm sure I'll figure it out in the next 3 days.
Do like a live Ouija board. Recording.
Something like that isn't a bad idea.
Or a
live Estes method.
Seance.
That's not a bad idea.
A funny thing about Halloween, when you got kids, is when you take them trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't really get to see your neighbours too much. Like, you see them, but it's like funny, like when you take, because obviously you go around all your doors and like, you actually see who lives there, and like obviously they open the doors, you see in their house a little bit. It's just quite interesting. You're like, oh, that person lives like 4 doors down to me, and I've never seen them in my life. It's quite interesting. It's good being nosy, taking your kids around.
Just open the doors, blood on the walls, screams from the cellar. Oof.
Strange neighbours about.
Because you've moved recently, haven't you?
Yeah, so
So it'll be all fresh
neighbours.
Yeah.
Not to kind of put your neighbours or yourself on the spot here, but do you feel like the neighbours are kind of better where you are now as opposed to the other ones, or do you feel like they're more depraved?
More depraved.
Yeah, it's interesting. My new neighbours. I haven't really said hello and stuff, but that's kind of it. Whereas the last place that we lived, it was quite. You have to go. It's like a square outside, so like everyone kind of congregated outside, which is like lovely sometimes, and like the kids used to love it and play. But then sometimes you just want to come home and then go in your house and not have a chat and stuff. So like the new place is cool. It's like proper chilled.
Nice.
I don't know what do you make friends with your neighbours? I don't know that.
Do they watch the pod?
Yeah, it's another
you
thing.
You can see that weighing up in his mind. The cogs are turning.
Yeah. No. The neighbour on the left, always lovely and polite. And then like if I'm out there first on a Wednesday morning when the bins get done, then I'll bring their bin in and mine, and vice versa. That's nice.
Yeah.
The other side gets on well with Maya.
Not yourself.
Kid's a bit loud.
Oh.
Which I wouldn't mind, but then I shouldn't go into this. This is dangerous territory.
It is
but no, it's more. Listen, right?
It's more the fact they exist.
No. It's more. Right. Theoretically, no one is involved here. Imagine you have a family member or an animal or anything like that, whatever, that is very loud, okay? That's fine by me. I don't mind. But if you have the audacity to then complain about any noises that you might hear every now and then from next door, you think, come on, be fair. I'm hearing every fucking day. I might shout every now and then if I lose a cod, but you can't like compare the two. Do you know what I mean? And yet, but anyway, that's the beef. No, but do you know what I mean? It says that with that neighbour,
right?
Noise complaints. It's like, look, your house is very noisy. I don't care unless you're complaining about noise when we're not even that noisy at all. So, yeah.
I used to live in this like block of flats. Not like your traditional flat. It was like an old Victorian house separated into like loads of rooms.
Right, yeah.
And I was in Southend and had like my little room and stuff. And then most people in there were just normal. There was this woman in there, psychopath, and her room, her window was above the door. And like part of the rules were like it was your flat, you weren't really allowed like people back. I had a girlfriend at the time, I'd have mates back and like young with party and stuff, and like kept getting like every time I had it, like if a mate come over or come down for like a weekend, I'd have a message from the landlord going, you do know no one's like allowed to stop there, and she kept reporting like really weird stuff, sounding like really loud all the time. And then I got a letter written to me saying because you had a room, but you didn't. It was a communal shower, so you had a shower, but you had to go down the hallway. Right.
Mm.
And then I had a letter saying that she keeps finding water footprints along, and she has to clean them up.
Oh my word!
And it's like, and I'm like, and she keeps going back to this estate agent, like feeding them all this stuff, like so I kept getting these weird letters and messages, and then I was like, look, I went in to see him in the end. And I was like, look, I'm not the problem. Like, she's the problem.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that you're saying is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it was really weird because I had the conversation in the estate agent with the guy, and he was like, she's been saying you're doing this. I'm like, you're like really stupid, weird stuff that was like something. One of the toilets was messy or something, and it was like, I was like, there's like 30 people in there. But she had it in for me for some reason.
Yeah.
I had a bad stomach. Just like, and I was like, you're I'm an estate agent. You talk to me about a toilet.
Yeah.
Like, this is really weird.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not. I was like, how do you know I've used the toilet? There's like 30 other people in the block. Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Nightmare
Just remind me. Yeah. It's so weird, isn't it? Because like where you live can be can be made so bad by like some random.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fucking absolutely. But don't get like she's not my neighbour, but it's just like I don't like double standards. You know what I mean? That's the only thing, you know. And I mean, just imagine a 10-year-old getting angry with Minecraft. I've been there myself, so I don't give a fuck. But you can imagine it's quite screamy.
Yeah,
likes to play it at about 5:30 in the morning. Again, I don't really care. If it wasn't for the really weird passive aggressive, it's just like, are you fucking serious?
Pot black.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's all get along.
I get along with I get along with my neighbours. The one on the left, like, I don't see him that much, but every time like we have a conversation, he's really pleasant. He does stuff for us, like takes in parcels and whatnot, and we do the same for him. But the one on the right, they're gone. So I don't know if that was us. Might have been. Don't know. But yeah, it's currently vacant. So squatters, there you go.
Nice.
I'm not going to say the address actually because that would be a bad move.
Yeah, I would not do that.
Yeah, but yeah, the guy on the left is really, really chill.
Yeah. Fair play. How do we get onto that?
No idea.
Don't even know.
Yeah. What the fuck?
You meant.
Oh, trick or treating and then neighbours.
Yeah.
No, I was just making sure it did make sense, and it did.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah,
most definitely. I don't know if we're doing a break in this one, but we'll be back after this break.
Looks like we're doing a break.
NuHemp.co.uk. See you in a minute. And we're back. How's it going? Just leave that. Just that is the break. Just leave it all in, Ben. It's fine. So, right, this is a Halloween special. And Lozzie, I think you've got some urban legends for us, which they are spooky. They're Halloween.
Horror based. Halloween seems to bring the best out of the people who bring urban legends to the fold.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think you're doing a little bit differently, aren't you? It's like different interpretations from different places, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, so what I kind of like just Googled like famous urban legends that kind of have different iterations of the same thing across like different countries.
Right. Cool.
Okay. So I've got like 3 examples, I think. And some of them are like really vary quite a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was gonna put my mask back on, but I literally can't see.
Right. Okay. That's
like
fine.
having glaucoma.
Shout out to all of our glaucoma sufferers. NuHemp, NuHemp.
They'll be listening.
There is an audio version.
That's it.
Oh, you're not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. All right.
Remember that.
Cut that.
Cut that. Oh, dear. Yeah, so the first one is the White Lady.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
So I'm going to start with Canada. The White Lady legends almost always involve some kind of tragic backstory, though some are more detailed than others. The White Lady of Montmorency.
I love it. I love it when you read stuff on this podcast.
Well, let's just level at it. I can't fucking read. I can read the next word, Quebec.
Oh, well done.
That's it. That was actually genuine.
A tricky word.
That was genuine. Near Quebec City is one of those.
Changed it. You just went Quebec to Quebec.
It's a Q. It starts with a Q, everyone. Magic.
Quebec.
I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just done. It's my channel. Fuck off.
It's just going to delete it.
When she was alive, this white lady and her fiance used to meet at the top of the falls. But when he died in the Battle of Beaupont, her grief drove her to jump from the falls in her wedding dress.
Nice.
Bit weird of a choice of attire, but I ain't gonna knock it.
Bit of drag on the way down.
Oh yeah.
Could you? I suppose you could try and form some form of parachute with that. Don't know.
I don't think that was the idea of the jump.
No, I don't know. A couple hundred years have passed, but people still see her wandering the area in her white dress. A nearby waterfall is named Chute de la Dame Blanche.
Nice.
White Lady Waterfall after the legend.
Nice.
And I've got the Mexican version. Now, I've heard of this.
Oh, is this La Llorona?
Yeah. Is that how you say it?
La Llorona.
I was going to say La Lorna. But yeah, Latin America's white lady is La Lorna. So I'm sticking to it.
Llorona.
Lorona?
Larnoa, isn't it?
Nah, it's double L.
Sounds Welsh.
That's it.
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
La Lorna. The Whaler is what she's traditionally called. She was a young woman who married a colonizer. I'm guessing that was a bloke who travelled the seas. Said, you know,
Can't be British.
Less about him, the better, probably.
Did the typical thing of coming across going, oh, look, there's some people here, but I want the land myself, so here's a flag. That's mine.
Don't call yourself the colonizer as well. What do you do, mate? Oh, I'm just the colonizer.
Oh, God.
I mean, to be fair to him, I don't know if that's the title he gave himself or whether we just attribute it to him.
This is true.
Which, you know, rightly or wrongly, we did. Apparently, he cheated.
Right.
After catching him, La Llorona drowned her own children in rage. Makes sense. Now she wanders close to the bodies of water and cries for her children. Obviously,
she fucking killed them.
That's it. A little bit of regret coming in there. Some parents use the La Llorona story to discourage their children from playing by the water.
Sick fucking parents.
Honestly.
Play by the water and I would drown you.
That's Chris Watts on steroids.
I mean...
What do you mean you cheated? Come over here. hang on, let me get the kids. We're going to sort this. And then just fucking proceeds to drown them. That's just not on, is
That's
Chico Watts.
Kaiser Sushi.
Chico Watts.
I don't want to do this pod anymore anyway.
He does that, don't he?
over.
Usual suspects. He fucking Kaiser Sushi. He kills his kids.
Fucking hell.
There's a gang member and they've got his wife.
Right.
And his kids. If I remember correctly. And this is why he's like such a legend, because like this gang member was like, I'll kill your wife and kids, and then he
kills his own kids?
He kills them himself, and then he's
what
like,
are you gonna do?
Then he's like, go and tell people fucking what I did.
That's a fucking
Fuck me.
That's a ballsy move.
If I remember, and this is coming from 20 years ago when I watched it, I'm sure that's what he did, and I did watch it.
Well, this is real.
No, it's the film The Usual Suspects.
Right. I thought it was a documentary.
Is that Kevin Spacey?
Yeah. I mean, when he used to be good.
When he used to be good. Oh, Kevin, what did you do?
What did he do? He went from Kaiser Sushi to I can't remember.
Just a twat.
Yeah. Jimmy Savile.
That's it.
Yeah, so that was La Llorona. A bit of a mental bitch.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
There's proportion of reaction, I believe, has not been used there.
Yeah.
Oh, you cheated on me, right? I see. The kids are going then.
Yeah. And then I'm going to fucking complain about it.
I wonder if it is even his kids. Or if she just sat there going, hang on a minute, these are from a different marriage. These are from a different time, not even my kids. What are you doing? Right, I'm off to go shag someone else. Trinidad and Tobago. The Caribbean twist.
NuHemp.co.uk.
Just get that in there. The Caribbean twist involves some dark forces.
Oh.
This one is called...
Good
save. Fuck me.
Good save.
That was a good catch.
He's got bat-like reflexes.
For the audio listeners, Dan just caught a can of Coors that was dropping to the floor.
Yeah. Almost hit his bulge.
Fucking hell.
I keep glancing over and it's making me laugh. Just look how far where his shoes should be. Are you wearing a child's outfit? Like, why is it so short?
Ben, I'm just hench.
Let me tell you, mate.
I just done Tough Mudder, and like where this fitted me last year, I'm now bursting at the seams.
That's film grade quality.
That's it.
And the bulge is fake. The bulge is not real.
Christian Bale used to wear that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fucking hell.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, anyway, back to Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean twist.
Yeah.
This one is called Yables.
Yeah, Yables.
Yes.
Or was it just Yables?
Nah, La Yables.
Oh, La Yables.
Yes.
La Yables. I like the name.
No, they're good.
It's good, isn't it? She sold her soul to the devil in exchange for eternal youth.
Right, okay.
I wish I had that fucking choice. She may seem beautiful, but her wide brim hat hides a bruised face, and her long white dress conceals a cow's hoof at the end of one of her legs. Usually people spot her in crossroads or at cemeteries. She also likes to make an appearance at the occasional dance or party. Then when a guy inadvertently hits on her, she lures him off a cliff or into a forest where she leaves him for dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's
Fucking
got a
hell.
pretty face.
But bruised.
Yeah.
A
But
bit
she's
bruised.
got like, you
Covers
can
up.
see enough of it where you're like, okay, she looks like an 8.
Right.
And then,
But
Is
she's
she
actually
nice-
got a cow hoof.
Nice
Yeah.
from far, but far from nice.
yeah,
Ah, yeah.
there you go. Look.
And then you get lured off a cliff.
And
Oh,
she's got a
it's-
hoof as a leg.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
leg's got a hoof.
Yeah, she's got a hoof.
I mean, you know,
Yeah. No,
I could live with that.
yeah.
Bestiality's come onto the podcast here. It's the first.
The bruising in the hoof. But apart from that, she's pretty fit.
I just want to
Yeah,
know
I just
how,
wouldn't be too happy about
unless
the cliff
you're
bit.
absolutely fucking rat-assed, how the fuck do you get lured off a cliff?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she must be super hot if she can pull
Yeah.
someone with a hoof
Hang on, there's a
And-
bruised face
and
fucking
bruised
cattle.
face. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
leading me off a cliff.
Right.
She's got to be like 10
Yeah.
on all the other bits.
Yeah. Because as you go into this cliff, all you can hear is like clip clop, clip clop, clip clop. You're like, is there a fucking cow around here? So that's the Trinidad and Tobago
Iteration of
iteration
the white lady.
Okay, interesting. Have we got any more?
Yeah, Japan. Right, this one's called Kuchisake Onna,
Ah, yes, I've done a video on this.
the slit-mouthed woman.
Yes, this one's scary.
Now, she looks like any other white lady, except she has a big old gash from one ear to the other. Whether she's got a big old gash downstairs, it remains to be seen. She usually wears a mask to cover it, that being her facial gash. When you encounter Kuchisake Onna, she asks you a simple
Kuchisake.
question. She asks you if she's
is she
beautiful.
pretty? Yeah.
Is she beautiful?
Yeah.
If you say no, you die. It doesn't say how, you just die instantaneously.
Yeah.
If you say yes, she takes off her mask, revealing the slit and gash, and asks again.
And then you
If you say no, again, or this time you say die. Fuck me. If you say no this time, you die. If you say yes, she takes her scissors and cuts your mouth to match hers.
Yeah.
The only
so
way-
not as bad.
Yeah, but you still
Ah,
don't win.
I mean, you get your face mutilated. But
Yeah.
if you say yes after getting your after her asking, after revealing her face, then she takes her scissors. Oh, I've just said that. Fuck me. I don't know what's going on here. I'm dying. The only way to come out of the meeting alive and with your face intact is to give her an answer she doesn't expect. Is there
You
say
have to-
or bribe her here?
I think, well, my understanding was you answer her question with a question, and then you can get
okay.
away.
Sales,
Okay,
sales
so she
technique.
says-
Yeah.
Am I beautiful? You go.
Beauty is within.
What is beautiful?
It's in
Yeah.
the eye
What
of the
is beautiful?
beholder.
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah.
just say,
Am I beautiful?
Do you have
Yeah.
a pair of scissors? And then
yeah,
if she
what are
says
we
yes,
talking about
you're like,
here? Are we talking like, classroom sort of scissors, or is
It feels like
Yeah,
a bit like
like
the
so.
yes/no game, where you just can't say yes or no. You just go,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah, you just can't give her an answer.
maybe you are.
so it's a very extreme way of playing that game, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
Right.
that was the end of the white lady.
nice. Yeah, there you go. Many iterations across the world.
That's it. Next one is called the Vanishing Hitchhiker.
Yes, nice.
There's a couple of iterations of this that I've stumbled on. The first one is from the US. There are many vanishing hitchhiker stories around the States, but one of the most famous is Chicago's Resurrection Mary.
No.
This iconic hitchhiker has been around since the 1930s. She is said to flag down drivers near Willowbrook Ballroom and rides with them as far as Resurrection Cemetery. There she asks you to let her out and then proceeds to disappear. They say she was leaving a dance when she was the victim of a hit and run. Now she goes back and forth between her final resting place and the ballroom where she danced her last night away.
I thought you meant the Virgin Mary.
Nah.
Sorry, I was completely lost on that one.
Fuck,
Right,
no,
so
it's
she-
pretty recent for the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, isn't it?
1930s knocking about.
It's because you said resurrection. I'm sorry.
That's it. Jesus is always
So the
involved.
hitchhiker would this be the same as like the axe murderer? And is that what you're now getting to?
No.
Oh, okay. It's
That's,
not the
that's
different-
added in.
Oh, right.
But there's loads of different hitchhiker stories. Like
Yeah.
obviously the one that you were going to talk about is where Is that the one where they get in the car?
Yeah, and then the guy behind flashes his headlights.
Say like you're gonna get fucking...
And so you think, oh god, the guy in the truck behind's gonna kill him.
Subverting expectations.
Yeah, there you go. Great story writing.
Yeah. Next one from this type of urban legend is from South Africa.
Nice.
South Africa is so small that it probably wouldn't be on the map at all if it weren't for its hitchhiking ghost. I don't think that's... I mean, the person who wrote this article...
What, are they saying that this urban legend made South Africa relevant?
I would be very hesitant to claim that, but
So would
that's
I.
what I get from the sentiment from that.
Right, okay. Well, let's hear this, because this is bold.
Yeah.
Her name is Marie Charlotte Rowe.
Right.
And she died in the late 60s in a car crash on a drive with her fiancé. Right. Ever since, she's been asking for rides and disappears before reaching her destination. In one story, the driver of the car went to the police, who followed him to the place where Marie vanished. When they got there, the driver and the policeman both saw the car door open and close on its own.
Interesting.
So the theory is here that she's just basically doing exactly the same thing as what the previous one from America does, but I wouldn't say that's really that'll put South Africa on the map.
Yeah, no. And I've heard that kind of story, which is obviously terrifying, just to put yourself in that situation. I mean, I don't think I'd pick up a hitchhiker, but, you know, speaking to someone in the back of the car and you're driving along and then they're just not there anymore. I don't know how I'd recover from that.
It's like, don't bother stopping, mate. I'll just do a drop and roll. Drop me off.
Has anyone ever hitchhiked? Dan, have you? I can imagine in Australia.
Yeah.
What's it like? Is it scary or?
No,
Who's it scarier for?
Yeah.
The hitchhiker or the hitchhiker?
Equal.
Same person.
I picked up a hitchhiker.
Have you?
Yeah. I might have said this on the pod before. Me and my mate, we were driving to Blackpool. We picked up this guy.
Oh shit, you did it here.
And
okay.
Yeah, he was weird. He was weird. He wasn't like
you've got to be.
He wasn't a threat, but he was just like he just come out with like weird stuff. He was like it's something he was saying. I think he had a tag or something. He was saying something about
a tag,
kidnapping, or he got done. He got done for something. It was really weird. He was like, I got done for something, but it was all bollocks. And then like, but we were just laughing, and then we were like,
fucking jumpsuit.
But he wasn't like, It was. I'm trying to think back to it because it's a bit of a hazy memory, but
he drugged you.
Yeah. No, he wasn't like a threat. It was like we were just like he was like younger than us.
Right.
We were like 20 odd. And he was like, he must have been like 17 or 18. But he just looked like a bit homelessy, and was just making it like it's. I remember thinking at the time he's trying to tell us like these like stories to like intimidate. Yeah, trying to intimidate us all. Like, I don't know. Maybe he was like worried, thinking we were gonna do something to. I don't know.
So like, I've killed 14 people. So if you start,
it was. It was just very random, like, and he didn't shut up the whole thing. I think we dropped him off after about an hour, and we're like, "Fucking hell!"
Just booed him out.
But it wasn't really. It was weird because he kind of got. I remember he got in, and like after we were driving, we were going from like Hull to Blackpool, so it's quite a distance.
Going across the
like across,
Yorkshire.
And he got in, and he was like, he didn't really have anywhere to go, or it was just weird.
Oh my god, man!
Yeah, it was weird.
Hell, mate.
If that was me, I think I'm seconds away from death hearing that story.
Yeah. No, like I say, he wasn't.
Start asking you questions like, "Oh, do you often get like puncture wounds in your neck that heal pretty quick? How thick is your skin around your fucking neck area?"
We buried him well.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
There's a lot of serial killers. Like Edmund Kemper comes to mind straight away. You know, I think it was in the 80s, 70s, 80s kind of era, where. You know, there's no mobile phones and stuff. And hitchhiking was a lot more prevalent. And he'd just fucking pick people up and then murder them.
Yeah.
And then like they just disappear.
Back in the day, though, you like say then 20 odd years ago, we didn't have mobile phones and stuff.
Yeah.
You could get away with stuff. I think a lot easier.
I just think like obviously in the 80s and stuff, but then you go back like. I don't understand how, unless you did it in broad daylight in front of witnesses, I don't understand how anyone got caught for murder in like the 18th century.
Yeah, they probably didn't. But I think then as well, like because of that, you're like your towns. I think very like much a unit. Everyone looked out for it, and any outsiders or coming in, like I just think everyone was like tight. And I think if you ever did get caught, they would like, you know, they take law into their own hands and fuck you up. So I think we were very, like, we've just become very like fucking distant. You know, ring doorbells, like that's your security.
Yeah.
You don't need that. You don't need to be in a community like everyone looking out for each other and watching out. Because you fucking, there's loads of security everywhere for you.
I think back then as well, it was like everything was done like under the guise of religion. So I think like the justice was heavily centered around religion. So if you did something and you weren't like religious, you were definitely getting fucking done. Yeah. But if you did something, even if you did it and you were religious, there's a chance you just pin it on someone else who isn't religious. That guy over there, you know, he's a witch, or he dabbles in fucking Satanism or whatever.
Dark arts.
I'm telling you, that's why the goats have been stolen.
Yeah.
No one said anything about the goats.
That's a really good point. I never thought about that. And it's probably a reason why back in the day religion was so important and so like prevalent, is that it's a good tool to just keep everyone in check.
That is
like
100%.
And it's self-regulating, because if you grow up thinking, because like back then, like I say, you could get away with fucking so much shit.
Yeah.
And but if you're born into like thinking, oh, I can't do that because it's against, you know, I'll burn in hell. So you're like, I'm definitely not going to do that. Like they're sorted, aren't they? Whereas now, like you're not worried about burning in hell. You just don't want to get caught and get put in prison.
Yeah, that is very true.
I mean, I don't know when the Salem witch trials happened, but that was like
16 something, I think.
Prime example of like just a whole entire community just being indoctrinated.
Yeah.
And then just because a group of girls and women just go and do it's stupid shit, but go and do it, and then they'll atone that or make that a part of their ritual. They're all witches now, so they need to all be fucking
cool.
It's fucking crazy.
And the methods that they do it, there's no outcome in which it is fucking gonna work.
Yeah.
If they're wrong, they die. And if they're right, they die. That's what I mean. There's no like comeback on them. It's like, well, we got it wrong this time.
I would love to know, like, the general level of intelligence around that sort of time. Not to say that, because obviously, you know, it's like fucking Shakespeare's era is written. I mean, I don't like it, but it's written some very well-renowned stuff. And so I'm not saying that there was no intelligence back then, of course not. But as a general population, because to me, like you say, if you drown, she weren't a witch. If she floats, which you're not going to if you've got fucking rocks tied to your feet, then you're a witch.
And
then
we'll just fucking kill you. Yeah.
There's no logic there.
I think, do you know what? I think in that era, and I think most people watching it will be like, this is fucking stupid. But I think that there's, at that time, you got a hierarchy that was that's like, you can't argue with it, and they just say stuff. And they're like kings and queens, and like back in the day, and they'd like fucking hang people, and just like, you're just so scared of like what's the word, like the hierarchy going up. You just would never, even though, you know, I can't imagine, and I don't know, because you just obviously you don't know what they get brought up with, and maybe they're like, that fucking woods, it's all the witches, and maybe people did believe that there was actual witches. And I suppose back then, you know, how do you prove because, you know, I thought the world was flat or whatever, and
it's true.
It's hard to disprove. But they are witches, have done this. And like, I remember like back in, like, we were talking then about urban legends and stuff, like we used to get told about these legends and these things, and like there was no Google. So like I grew up believing like a lot of these things, because you're like, this happened. There was like a car broke down and they got a stick, and the witch they chopped it off, put it on it, and was knocking on the car. And I remember growing up thinking, fuck, like, I'm not going down that lane because that's where that happened. Then like, but now you just like, I mean, if my kids ask me, they heard something, and then you go, no, it didn't happen. Like, check Google. But I think back in the day, you would believe shit. So
absolutely. I'd say we were like pretty much the last kind of generation. Like, I didn't have fucking internet in my house till I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
You know, and going to school. I remember going to school. I remember fucking middle school. I was in year 5 or 6, and we had to have a special assembly because everyone was convinced of the Bloody Mary thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so we had to have a fucking, because there were kids crying everywhere because of the Bloody Mary thing.
But you could back then though. I mean, people could make shit up and and like you're like, oh, I just don't know. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because how do you go and disprove it? You're like, oh yeah, especially when you're like young and a kid. So imagine like back in the day when there's like when there's nothing, there's not even books or stuff.
Yeah,
like,
and they're really superstitious.
And they're
all the rest of
superstitious
it.
anyway. Yeah, and like you heavily believe in like God and stuff. Like perhaps they're just like, oh yeah, we better listen to them.
Yeah.
They've been up to something in the woods.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, if you think even now, have you seen the Louis Theroux documentary, the Westboro Church?
No,
it's incredible.
No, I've
They're
seen
like
some of them.
hardcore. Like, you know, if you're not a Westboro Church Christian, then you go into hell and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And just hearing them, especially the younger ones, talk. You know, it's literally like, if you don't believe in the Bible, you're a fucking idiot and you're going to fucking burn in hell. And so you think that was probably like that, but just so much more widespread. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you couldn't understand it.
I was going to say, it's like going back like several hundred years.
Yeah.
That sort of... So I think the lack of Venn diagrams really hurt people back then. Is that the ones where you draw a line? Is there a line graph? What's the one where you have like an outcome and then it's like splits off into two?
Yeah.
So it's like, are they a witch? Yes. All right. They die. They die.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just need to make a Venn diagram.
Need to sort it out.
That's it. But yeah, did you see just going back to the Louis Theroux, did you see the one where he went back and then spoke to a couple of members that had then left?
Yeah.
Fuck me, man.
Yeah.
Some of them fucking people.
I know.
That was still there as well.
Yeah, but it's very sad.
It is. Yeah, that's the trouble with all of it. It's always like your baseline. There's always some fucking perverse, fucked up thing as you go up. But there's always it stems from the top, and it's always like some, there's some fucking pedo or something at the top. Or
like
it's some cult member, or there's it just
the cults, man.
It's always designed for something, like usually in the name of God. But you're like, it's a way for people to like manipulate.
Yeah, because there was that documentary on Netflix. I can't remember what it was called, but it was about that cult that basically the men could have as many wives as they want, and like the guy at the top had 86 wives, from like 14 years old.
Yeah,
because he was like a fucking prophet or some
shit.
shit.
I remember that.
I would love to know the scripture that is lined out that for their life.
Yeah.
Just like at this point, you get 86 wives.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, how the fuck do you convince people of that?
It's like next level fucking manipulation, isn't
but
it?
Fucking hell. Like, how do you convince someone, like, oh, your wife is mine now, by the way, don't worry about it, and you're gonna listen to me because I'm literally the descendant of God, and maybe it's I don't want to disrespect people, but like, I feel like I'm an incredibly logical person, or I try to be, and I try to be skeptical. I just could not envision being tricked into a cult. I just can't.
I feel with people like that they're that malicious in their thoughts that they prey on
the vulnerable
people.
Yeah.
And then once they've got a few vulnerable people, they can use like pack or herd mentality to get the rest. And then also because they're manipulative, they like, once they've got a group or a few people, they use the leverage of those other people to get in. And like they're not even doing the recruiting and stuff. And they're literally putting people in place to like filter them up the chain or whatever. A bit like what's his name we did with Epstein and stuff. It goes that deep. They're that like fucked up. And that like deceitful that they create this like whole chain of stuff. And it's I think it's hard for like normal people to think, oh God, like, how, as if you'd fall for that. But like they're fucking in their head, they're like, right, that's all they're trying to do. Is
I mean, to be fair, it only takes a small group of people to believe in this, whatever it is, manifesto or belief, religion, whatever, and then because everyone else will be. If you imagine like a child gets brought up and all they know is from then on, and then they teach their children exactly the same thing.
100%, and that's how they work. They're like they get they get in and they get the kids young, and that they fucking preying on the kids. And it's also as well like they, I forgot what I was going to say, but they just do it over such a long. They do it over a long process, and it's like initially. It's all like promises to get you in. It's all like, it's come here, we'll look after you. I don't know about food and stuff. And it's like it's using the leverage and manipulating the other people they've got in there, and then get new people in, make it really happy for them, and then it's a slow process. And it's like what a lot of abusers tend to do as well. They get people in with these promises, and it's all nice, and they're the hero at the start, and then it's just slowly gradual. But they're thinking that all the time from fucking day one. They've never been nice. That was just them pretending in front. Proper sickos.
Yeah,
they're out there.
Cults are fascinating.
Yeah, they're out there.
Horrifically fascinating.
What I find mad about that is like that the stretch that it goes to, and you must be thinking like because you see all this, and you're like from the outside, you're like, are they meant like what?
Yeah,
like how. How are they doing that?
Especially the ones that end in like fucking mass suicide.
Mate,
Like, oh, right, drink the punch. It's time to go see God. It's like fucking
the level of manipulation that they've gone through to get to that is mad.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and the cults. That's the thing. Like, you got to stop and think if you are ever in a place where there's loads of people and there's some sort of leader, like, and it's leading towards some sort of purpose.
Yeah,
like be careful what the end purpose is, because it's usually bad. It's usually
absolutely.
Like there's a fucking asteroid coming, like we're all gonna kill ourselves and jump on the ship.
Time to release our souls.
Yeah, there's something. There's always something big at the end that like. It's never gonna be a good ending.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
You're looking at it as like a logical person. You're like, hang on a minute. So you want us to ascend to a greater. Like life, you want us to go to another planet for a
Narubu.
It's time to commit seppuku on yourself. Let's go.
I think what they do as well is like anyone that does question something, or it's like then they like embarrass them in front of everyone else. So you would never question it. I can't remember what that. There's a term for that in there.
Yeah.
But they like literally.
You just like, but you brand them as something that's like against the cause.
And
it's going to harm you, harm everyone else.
And manipulate manipulate it, and then embarrass them in front of everyone, and then everyone's like, oh, fucking hell, we best not do that.
Yeah.
If you speak to them, you'll go to hell.
Yeah. Because that's like with the Westboro Church, like the daughter that left, and then she said, like, I haven't spoken to my mum or my dad since I've left because they won't speak to me because I've left the church.
And it's like, how, like, that's what I can't imagine. Like, if you've got a kid, to be that fucking stupid in your head that you would abandon your child for like a belief or something.
Crazy, isn't it?
But there must be a point. Like, there must be a point. I hope there is, unless all these people are completely 100% committed. There must be a point where they go, this doesn't seem right. Like, I'm now like, imagine like they're midlife, 40, 50 years old, and they're going, hang on, we've been doing this for so long and nothing's come down the line yet that they said would come down the line. And we're still doing the same shit. And now my children's children are being basically done the same thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if this is the right path anymore. But it seems like the vast majority just continue down.
Yeah.
Just like double down almost.
The doomsday cults, if they don't do the whole mass suicide thing, the amount of doomsday cults where it's like, oh, well, you said the world was going to end last week and it didn't.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, it's because it's been put back. And then they just buy into it again. It's like,
but that's like, what's the religion that they say that the world's going to end?
Oh, the Mayans.
The Mayans believe that the world was going to end in 2012.
What's the other one? The Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, yeah.
They've and it's like, it's the big reckoning's coming and then it doesn't, and then they're like, oh, what do you
do now?
What do you do now? I think that is
they
that
just
is
make
still
excuses.
I'll tell you what you do. You sit there, write a handwritten letter, and post it through people's letterboxes explaining how they're contributing towards the world's destruction.
Crazy.
That is shout out to any Jehovah's Witnesses watching this.
That takes effort.
I
feel bad that I didn't read the one I received a couple of months ago.
I read a bit. I read Jehovah's Witness.
It takes some doing.
They obviously started doing that after COVID, because I did have a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses come to my door.
No.
And they're like, are you a Jesus lad? Are you into Jesus? And I was like, nah, I don't really believe in, I believe he existed, but I don't believe he did the things that he did. And they were genuinely shocked. They looked at me as if I just said, I'm going to pull out a knife and stab you both. I just went, you think he was real, but you didn't think he did what he did? Like, yeah, I didn't think he did what he did.
Said. Yep.
Maybe, I don't know what. Maybe it weren't Jehovah's Witnesses. Maybe they're just two people who are really into Jesus. But because I don't know what the Jehovah's Witnesses believe in. I know there's an Old and New Testament, so there's probably a group of people saying, "Nah, the fucking new one's shit. Stick to the old." And there's a group of you know what I mean. Yeah. They can't agree.
No, they can't.
You know what I mean? You claim to praise the same God or believe the same God, but you can't tell me which one's the real God.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. I think they a lot of religions now lose, because in a lot of religions they go, it doesn't really matter what you've done, just say you believe and ask for forgiveness and you'll be forgiven. And that's what they should do. If you want to be hardcore, but no, you have to believe, and you can't ask for forgiveness. If you fuck up, you're going to hell. There's no, and so then you'll be like, I better believe just in case. Because now you've got a get out clause, ain't you? You're like, do you know what? I can say what I want, but then come to the day, I'm sorry, I was all wrong. Please forgive me. Yeah. In most religions, I think you can ask for forgiveness, right up until the last,
you can,
right on the door. So you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and then
pretty much to the last dime in and go, I'm sorry. Yeah, I repent. So that to me is it's not good.
Nah.
If you want to be in my religion,
you gotta be squeaky clean, mate.
You got when
you get in.
Yeah. And there's no you can't just ask for forgiveness. No.
Chris Watts, sorry, mate.
You're gonna burn. You're gonna burn in hell. You're gonna suffer for.
What a worm.
And then there might be a way that you can get out of hell.
Yeah.
You got to do some suffering. I think
you got to at least.
You can't just do what you want and then just ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Nah. That. Surely
it's a fucking massive cop.
Surely, surely that's it's a what's the word? It's a broken system, innit?
Yeah, it is.
Imagine teaching your kids that. Do whatever you want. You can do, you want to kill him, kill him. Yeah, as long as you ask for forgiveness. Do whatever you want.
It's a flawed system.
It's a flawed system.
And so many people have died over the last 2,000 years.
Nothing's perfect. It's hang on, that's far from perfect, mate. Sitting there saying, so what have you done? I have massacred about 50 people. Oh, well, do you feel sorry for that? Are you apologising for that? Yes, I do. I'll repent my sins.
Yeah.
It's okay, well, if you just go out the back there and do a couple of prays, you'll be all right. See in a bit.
Even the justice system's pretty, it's still got a lot of that in it. It's
if you swear on the Bible.
Swear on the Bible. And it also be we'll reduce your sentence if you say you're sorry and you didn't mean it. I know it did. It's he didn't even. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. All right, you can have half the sentence.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
And then the prosecutor's hang on, I do have you quoting saying, I will kill every motherfucker in this room, and I have wanted to for years. Yet you're saying, you're sorry. Yeah. Okay, just wanted that on the record, Your Honour.
Yeah.
We were going to give you 12.
If you ever release me, I will kill again. But he's saying right now that he's sorry.
And also, they trust.
And he's got his hand on the Bible. To be fair,
why the fuck they trust what you say anyway? You're a serial liar and killer.
Yeah.
Why does it make any difference what you say? I won't do it again. I promise.
Yeah,
I promise.
You'll never guess what. He's walked into a shop mall and killed another 5 people.
Yeah.
Could we have prevented that? Maybe.
Yeah. But he had his hand on the Bible, so who are we to judge? But yeah. Oh dear.
I'm still on that, but I just think in the whole history, has there ever been a case where something has gone, fucking hell, the Bible? You know what? I'm going to say I did do that. I'm not going to fuck about with this.
Yeah, exactly.
It was me. Just don't even worry about the court case.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's a hardback cough.
and then he dies, and it's just eternal darkness. There was no heaven and hell. It's like, I could have fucking got away with that.
I could have lied. Why did I do it?
I could have done it twice.
But don't commit murder.
No,
and stuff,
definitely
guys,
don't.
right?
And
if you're gonna swear on the Bible, be honest. Yeah, fucking hell. But yeah, strange way to take the Halloween special this year. But there we are. I think we'll call it there. But no, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a laugh as always. And from going forward, we will be live. And yeah, so that's good. It's going to be different, but it's going to be cool.
Practice the live stuff.
Yeah. We'll get.
We cancelled our first episode.
That's it. Lozzie, be on your best behaviour, son.
That's all right. Well, it's my channel, so you go fuck yourself.
That's true. It's all true. But yeah, we'll see you on the live very, very soon. Ben, do you want to do a face reveal?
Yeah, come on.
Come on, Ben. Show him all.
Go.
Last time in the studio. Here he comes. Up the APMA, everybody.
Come on, Ben.
Well done.